Write it down, have it, once you guys have this written down, it's a process that's fairly easy to remember. So what it says is we need to find coterminal angles, and for this problem you're going to find two coterminal angles. So if you guys remember, coterminal angles are angles that have the same initial and terminal side. Alright? So if you guys look at, remember our initial side is right here, and our terminal side is going to be where our angle ends on. So as it wraps around, here's my terminal side. Is everybody with me on that point right there? Initial and terminal side. The next thing is, notice this is 3 pi over 4, so I'm going in the negative direction. Is everybody with me on that? Negative direction going down there. Right? This is the basics, Matt. So you need to look up here. Like turn so you can see. Thank you. The next thing we want to make sure we're concerned is, remember, halfway around here is pi, so this would be 4 pi over 4, or like the negative and this would be negative 4 pi over 4, all right, as we're going around this direction. So what we need to do is we're going to create, I want to find two different angles that have the exact same initial and terminal side. Right? Lastly, so therefore, it's gonna, do you guys see how these are all replica angles? As close as they can be. So, well, if I'm going in this direction, the obvious way was, well, this is the negative direction. I can get the same angle by going in the
positive direction.
Positive direction.
Yay.
Right? And then we could also get that same angle if I went in the negative direction. Well, let's say I go over 360 and then I do it again. Okay? So how can we find these angles algebraically? Because we could segment a circle and just count all the sections, right, and see what we get. But there's also a way we can do this algebraically. And what we're going to do is, since they have the same vertical, since they have the same initial and terminal side, what we can do is we can add 2 pi and we can subtract 2 pi. Because if you guys remember, if I start at 0, right, and I go to pi, and then I go back over again, that's 2 pi, right? So 2 pi is exactly like 360. It takes you back to the exact same spot, correct? So if I'm here at my terminal side, if here's my angle, and I add 2 pi to it, I'm just going back around to that exact same spot. Do you guys see that? Or if I subtract 2 pi, still gonna take me back to my original angle. So how we can find our two initial angles, our two coterminal angles, is to add 2 pi and subtract 2 pi. So all you need to do is you need to take your angle, which is a negative 3 pi over 4, add 2 pi, and subtract 2 pi. Now for those of you that hate fractions, just like the quadrants came back, guess what? Fractions are coming back, all right? So what we have to do is we have to remember, well, how am I going to add a negative 3/4 plus 2? Well, we have to manipulate our 2 so it has a denominator of 4. So what I'm going to want to do is multiply this by 4 over 4. So therefore I have a negative 3 pi over 4 is equal plus 8 over 4 pi. Right? And then from here, if I subtract them, I'm going to do the same thing. Negative 3 pi over 4 minus 8 pi, 8 over 4 pi. All right? Well, what's a negative 3 plus 5?
Is that next?
No, plus 8 is.
Plus 8, right?
That's 5.
5 pi over 4. And does that look about 5 pi over 4? Right. Because over here to here, 1 pi over 4, 2 pi, 3 pi, 4 pi, 5 pi, right? 6 pi, 7 pi, 8 pi. And then here, this one's going to give us a negative 11 pi over 4. Which, if we did this, well, all the way around is a negative 8, 9, 10, 11. So do you guys see how that works? Okay? If you guys can just remember, write it down, to find coterminal angles, add, subtract 2 pi. The hardest thing about this is dealing with those fractions. Yes, and remembering what they are. Yes, you may. And that's it.